The door panel needs to be selected, and the inner door panel and the outer door panel can be set. The inner door panel is parallel to the space, and the outer door panel covers the space. The amount of the cover can be set by itself. The thickness of the door panel can be set as needed. Setting the door panel is the orientation of the door opening, and the position of the hinge hole generated by different orientations is different. When set to open the door to the left, the hinge hole is on the right. When the door is open to the right, the hinge hole is on the left. The default handle orientation is set to the right, but when the door panel is set to the right door, the handle needs to be set to the left. When you need to add more than one door panel at a time, you can select the number of door panels in the quantity, and the size of each door panel is the same. When setting up multiple door panels, you can directly set the addition of the riser. The number of hinge holes and the position of the hinge can be set in the Hinge Settings tab. The default generated door panel is a positioning hole with a hinge hole, a hinge, and a positioning hole on the side panel. Select whether you need a hinge hole, a positioning hole for the hinge, and a positioning hole on the side plate as needed. When setting the groove handle, you can set the size of the handle groove. It should be noted that when the vertical handle is required, the height of the handle groove is larger than the width. To produce shoe cabinets, active planks are required. Select the panel and click Set Hole to modify the left and right sides of the panel to the active shelf. Click to show the hole position. You can hold down the Shift Multi-Select board and then click on the Set Hole to unify the changes. It should be noted that which side is modified, which side will change. Generally, both sides will be modified. Calling the tatami module. Use the cabinet rotation 90 degrees forward tilt to set up the tatami, and add the door panel to the left and right covers of the door panel as needed. After adding the door panel, use the cabinet to rotate and tilt the 90-degree function to lie down the cabinet. Select the space, call the cabinet, modify the size, and divide it into 2 cabinets to make the stairs. Call the arc foot cabinet, then use the move function, point-to-point movement to put the arc foot cabinet and another cabinet together. Use the cabinet to rotate, turn left 90 degrees, rotate the cabinet to the other side, then call the frame. Draw the vertical plate to modify the size. Use the move to move the vertical plate to the side panel of the wardrobe. Use the copy function to copy another piece and use right alignment to draw the board as needed. After painting one side, use the cabinet to rotate and turn right. draw the riser again, then build another closet using the functions of moving, aligning, etc. Add the drawer in front of you, then use the rotation, then add the drawer. Call the frame, draw the board, then select the space, add the wine in the component add. When adding a wine cell, you can set the number of grids based on the width or the height. Then click on the analysis. You can see the clearance of the grid in the analysis results below, as well as the number of left and right grids. Set the width as the benchmark. The number of cells is 6, then the grid is 6 grids in the horizontal direction. Select the wine cell. You can also view the size information of the wine cell in the property on the right. Analysis again. You can see in the analysis results that it will be recommended to move the upper layer down 53.3. After adding, select the upper layer, modify the clearance, and subtract 53.3 from the original basis. Adding the last wine cell is to fill the entire space directly. You can set the depth of the wine when you add a wine cellar. It should be noted that the wine cell after the addition is no longer able to modify the depth. There are 4 types of wine. Call the frame. Use the cabinet to cut the corners, and cut vertically. Draw multiple layers at once, and then use the chamfer function to cut the corners together with the painted layers. You can choose whether the chamfer is cross or vertical, and then enter the size as needed. Use the cross-cut angle, the middle cut, and then input the size information as needed. When you need to input two chamfers, you can check the required chamfer at the same time. It should be noted that if the two chamfers are different, the chamfer will be a problem. The bevel angle can be set to cut left or right, and the width of the starting height and chamfer below. The starting height is set to 200, and the chamfer length is set to 500. The starting height means that the panel is inclined from this height, so the height of the riser under the swash plate is 200. And the length of the chamfer is the distance from the leftmost side of the cabinet to the left and right direction of the right side. Call the frame. Draw the side panels of the laminate, and call a left arc cabinet. When you need to place the left arc cabinet on the left side of the cabinet frame, you need to use the mobile function. Double-click the left arc cabinet, click the Move button, and place the mouse on the corner of the left arc cabinet. When a red dot appears, click the left mouse button, then release. Then move the mouse to the left side of the cabinet. Call the upper cabinet. Use the Move click directly on the cabinet, then put it above the cabinet and click the left mouse button. Use the rotation function, adjust the position, click the Move function, find the corner point of the upper cabinet, click the left mouse button. Then find the corner point of the lower cabinet, click the left mouse button, and then change the size of the upper cabinet after the cabinet and the cabinet are corresponding. After painting the cabinet, you need to check the cabinet, whether there are overlapping panels, and whether there are unreasonable slots. Click to display the whole position to view. The current cabinet is no problem. Copy this plate and move the other piece back 3 mm to make the plate slot the back plate. Click on the display hole again and find that the plate is black, and there will be a clear groove behind the other plate. You can click on the Check and Analyze button above to see which boards are overlapping or slotted. Remove one of the overlapping panels and move the slotted laminate back. After checking the overlapping grooving, we need to look at the orientation of the plate lock holes. Click on the display hole face in the display hole to view the orientation of the lock hole. If you don't want the orientation, you can select the panel and change the face of the hole to the opposite side in the property bar on the right. When painting the cabinet, it is often necessary to set the panels of different colors for the cabinet. Call the frame and then put the drawer. Hold down the Shift key, select the panel and the door panel, then click the Material button to select the desired color. You can also use the Select All function, and then set the material color to change the material together. Plates of different colors will not be lined up when typesetting. Right-click on the drawing interface and find the column that imports the CAD cabinet. After clicking, select the previously drawn CAD, then pop up the border and enter the depth of the cabinet. Enter 300. All colliding plate holes are generated. What is drawn on the CAD, such as what is the software, including the size and thickness of the board. What you need to enter is the depth of the cabinet. It should be noted that the import CAD cabinet does not recognize the drawer in the back panel. Calling framework. Select a board, click on the milling type change, import the CAD board. You must select the board to import the CAD board. After importing the CAD board, you need to enter the edge of the milling type. When the imported CAD board is not in the position you want, you can use the rotation of the board to rotate the board. Select the imported CAD board, right mouse button, click on the rotating panel in the pop-up interface. If the position of the rotation is still not correct, you can use the mirror image of the board. Mirror the board, right-click the mouse, find the mirror image of the board, and then rotate the board after mirroring.